welcome to the show. Glad y'all can make it. You know, Super Bowl was last night, so we got a lot to get into. Brock Purdy, is he elite? Was he the problem? Patrick Mahomes, he got another dub. Is he the GOAT? Usher at the halftime show, bringing out Alicia Keys, looked phenomenal. We're going to get into that. Lastly, we're going to talk about the commercials. I think they're finally coming back. I'm here right now, joined by my co-host, Michael the Bro.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, glad to be here. Did you enjoy the Super Bowl?
Naturally, of course I did. So, and go ahead. I mean, you know how I feel. This whole thing has your name in the title of the show. I just want to be here and just act like one of the bro. All the people out there, they already know. I'm just here to get it started. So let's go.
Okay, so 2 intros to start off the first episode. Sounds good. Brock Purdy. Boy took that L. Been grinding all season. People even called him elite. And then he can't win the big one. They're talking about maybe he's elite. Maybe it's just the guys around him. I have a personal opinion, but I want to know, would you even put Brock Purdy as one of the top quarterbacks in the league now?
So, he coming out, first of all, he was always Mr. Irrelevant, right? So there's just some things that people need to also consider. I feel like he is one of the top quarterbacks in the league. One of, for example, he's top 10 in yards. He's top 10 in completion percentage. He's top 10. Well, he's number 11 in interceptions he's thrown. But he's also top 5 in yards and top 5 in TDs thrown. So it's not like he can't get the job done. I think he is on the team that sets him up to be good. Or, at the very least, not hurt them when it counts. I don't think he hurt them as much as the coaching hurt him last night. Now, with all of that said, I don't think he would be a good fit, for example, in Cleveland. I don't think he would be a good fit in Arizona. I don't think he would be a good fit in just some other places, right? Vegas, for example. And then definitely, I think he's on a team that allows him to be good, that allows him to do the things that he is exceptional at. Did Tony Romo say that? But I just feel like this team, where he is, he's not the problem. He's not the issue at all. And he definitely would not do well in New York.
Right, so you think he's the top quarterback in the league?
I think he's up there. I would not give him elite status. I wouldn't give him that yet. He hadn't been out here long enough. Mm-hmm. So we haven't seen how he's going to react, how he's going to play when he has to carry the team. When that happens.
So I do know football, but for some people that don't know, does the quarterback get the yards total when he throws a 5-yard pass, but then the receiver runs 90 yards? Does he get 95 yards on his stat sheet?
Absolutely.
Okay. Brock Purdy's throwing the ball 15, 20 yards, and he's got Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, who's the best running back in the league this year, right, as offensive weapons. He throws 20 yards. They run 90. He gets 95 yards on his stat sheet. So him being top whatever in yards doesn't mean anything to me. He has 4 weapons on the offensive side that can catch the ball one out of the backfield and 3 as wide receivers and a tight end. Is it really that hard to throw, to lead the league, be around the league leaders in receptions? No, it's not. Not only, you talked about coaching, Kyle Shanahan all year has been a phenomenal coach. Last night, some things just kind of caught up to him at the end, not knowing the overtime rules, just not playing the game, the big game, you get exposed. And that's what happened. Regular season, playoffs, they're running motions, getting the defense confused. Brock Purdy's throwing screen passes, little bubble routes. And then Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey taking it 30, 40 yards down the field. Even last night in the Super Bowl, Christian McCaffrey caught one on the sideline, 35 yards down the field. I think not anyone, but I'd say anybody in the top 15 in the league in the quarterback position would excel in Brock Purdy's shoes. I think Dak Prescott would have thrown for 6,000 yards if he was on the San Francisco Giants. I think Lamar Jackson would have had the greatest season ever as a quarterback if he was in that offense. I think Brock Purdy is just a chess piece in a well-oiled machine. So, is he a top quarterback in the league? No, he's not.
You get no argument. I was just giving you the stats where he is in top 5 or whatever. I don't think he can carry a team, but he's not in a position that he has to. What he's in a position to do while they were able to get rid of Trey Lance is manage the team. That's all. And so I don't feel like at the end of the year, if they picked or they voted for the best quarterbacks at the end of the regular season, certainly the analytics, the numbers, they're going to be there. And it is because of the weapons he has. There's no doubt about that. You will get no argument from me there. And so, but should he be considered as one of the top quarterbacks based on what they have done this year, not only this year, but last year, and considering that how they were rolling last year until he got that elbow injury, you know, so, and then they were done, right? So the optics are there to say he's a top quarterback in the league.
For sure.
But, you know, you made valid points, and I'm just thinking from the outside looking in, especially on the California side of the coast, they're going to say he is that. He was Mr. Irrelevant, but now he means something. He means something to this team. He means something to the Bay Area people, and they feel pretty proud that. And I think at times there are opportunities for people to accelerate their opinions that this is kind of how it started with Tom Brady. I've heard it. I have heard it, and so it makes me chuckle. But again, I'm going back to saying it's way too early. He's only been in the league for 2 or 3 years. So, you know, right now he hasn't shown me either that he can carry the team. And so, if you take the weapons away, what happens? They lost a weapon or two in the middle of the season, dropped 3 games in a row. The game last night wasn't on him, wasn't about him. To me, it was the coaches getting away from what they do best. In the first half, they were running the football. In the second half, it's almost like they want to prove to everybody that he is top 5 or he is top quarterback in the league. Fail.
Yep.
So he needs to continue to do what it is he's doing within what he has, and then they can move along.
For sure. I think the Super Bowl last night, it was almost like Atlanta Patriots all over again. I don't know why Shanahan did not feed Christian McCaffrey. He had the most yards of any running back in the league the whole season.
Wait. So why did you say Falcons and the Patriots? What's that got to do with the Shanahan?
Because if I'm Shanahan, I'm feeding Christian McCaffrey the whole second half when I already have the lead.
But what's that got to do with the Falcons and the Patriots?
The Falcons did not run the ball at all, and then the Patriots came back from 28-3. We all know
Who was the offensive coordinator for the Falcons?
I have no idea. I don't know.
It was Kyle Shanahan.
How the pieces are put together. Now we're seeing the whole puzzle. Insane. You got to learn from your mistakes, Coach. On to someone who does not and has not ever been considered a game manager, Patrick Mahomes. This is his 3rd Super Bowl win, 2nd MVP, Super Bowl MVP, signed $500 million contract, lost Tyreek Hill. People thought he was washed, and he goes and gets another one. Does this make Patrick Mahomes in debate to be the greatest of all time at the quarterback position?
He is on track for that. He's not there. He is on track. You know, they had a little graphic on TV last night where Tom Brady was passing the baton.
I saw that. That was insane. Yeah.
and so when you go back and you look at the career of Tom Brady and how it started, and you look at the career of Patrick Mahomes and how it started, they are running on similar tracks. And so if he were to stay healthy and keep going, then, you know, he could, because, and here's where the similarities come from, which is why you can kind of consider him to be a kid, if not yet the GOAT. He's definitely a kid, right? So one of the things, the Patriots were winning all those years. The one steady thing that they had on the field was Tom Brady. They swapped out receivers. They swapped out running backs. They kept on winning. We're seeing this at Kansas City. During the season, it was a struggle. They had to get it together. They had, they were scratching their head.
A lot of adversity, and so makes it even better.
And so, and here we go. And this year alone, just this year alone, Patrick Mahomes did something he has never done before in the NFL season.
What was that?
Won playoff games on the road.
Yep.
Never had to do it.
Yep.
And if you give him back 3 passes, or if 3 passes are caught, they don't do that this year. They drop 3 games at the end. I am always wondering why the other teams would leave any kind of time on the clock when Patrick Mahomes is on the other side, or like they used to do when Tom Brady's on. Oh, they scored too soon. Tom Brady's gonna get the ball, and so here we go. It's the same thing we're seeing. Now I had the opportunity to look at the kid versus the current GOAT.
Who is the current GOAT?
They say it's Tom Brady.
They say it is Tom Brady.
So we'll go. We'll go with that. So
my goodness gracious.
We'll go with that, and we'll look at the first 6 seasons, for example. 95 games. Neither one of them played more than one game worth of time their first season, right? So they were backups and they got in. So
Bledsoe, right?
Right.
Bledsoe, and then he was behind Alex Smith. Mahomes was.
yeah, and so they each had to wait through the first 95 games over 6 seasons. Over 6 seasons, Brady threw 21,538 yards. Patrick Mahomes has thrown 28,424 yards. Tom Brady had thrown 147 touchdowns and 78 interceptions. Patrick, 219 touchdowns and 63 interceptions. This one I like. Tom Brady had 5 rushing touchdowns in those first 6 seasons.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
On 435 yards worth of rushing. Patrick Mahomes has 12 rushing touchdowns, 1,936 yards rushing. Patrick Mahomes has completed 2,386 passes out of 3,590 attempts. Way more than the GOAT, who completed 1,895 passes out of 3,061 attempts. So we can see the similarities right there just in the numbers that he is on that same track.
For sure.
I look back and I say, well, who did he lose, talking to Patrick Mahomes, who did he lose Super Bowls to?
The GOAT. The GOAT
Right.
came back and beat him down in Tampa. First year out of New England, his fault.
Well, he beat him while he was in New England too, right? So Patrick Mahomes has 2 Super Bowl losses, both of them to Tom Brady.
Yep.
So I'm thinking he's learned something sitting on the other side going through those defeats.
For sure.
So he's not yet the GOAT because he's only got 6 seasons. Now, Tom Brady won 3 Super Bowls in his first 6 seasons.
Right. Mahomes has 3 in his first 5.
This is actually his 6th season.
Oh, this is 6? Okay, there you go.
So they both have 3. Now, the difference is Tom Brady had his by age 27 and Patrick is 29. COVID kind of. So that's where they are. So, and then Tom didn't win another one for 10 years.
Right.
So I don't see that drought happening with Mr. Nuggies, Andy Reid, and Patrick Mahomes. Now,
I don't think they ever saw Tom Brady's drought happening. He
no.
was taken over the same way. But keep going because
So the one thing I will say that happened to Tom, and this is why I say, if he can stay healthy, when he got hit in the knee, right, that changed some things and slowed things down.
Changed the rules.
And it changed the rules. That happened to Carson Palmer for Cincinnati before it happened to Tom Brady. Nothing. As soon as it happened to Tom Brady, now we got this big rule change.
So it's so interesting to me that you bring up the rules. Back when Tom Brady started his NFL career, the defensive players could be defensive players. They could hit wide receivers over the middle. They could hit the quarterback. There's video evidence of Tom Brady trying to run for a few extra yards, and he gets cranked, and his helmet even flies off. What do you do? Get back up. If somebody hit Patrick Mahomes like that today, they go to prison. All of the rules have changed to make playing the quarterback a little bit easier than when Tom Brady won his first 3 Super Bowls. So the completion thing, now DBs are having to back off the wide receivers because they're defenseless and they don't want to get a penalty or get fined or anything like that. So they're backing off. They also don't want to get the 15-yard penalty. So now the way they're playing defense is completely different. Do you think Tom Brady, if he knew the defenders weren't going to hit anybody over the middle, do you think he would have had more completions? Most likely. Tom Brady is a guy, he talks a lot about how when the defensive players could hit the guys, that it was on the quarterback to make a good throw it to where the wide receiver wasn't going to get hit. Now Patrick Mahomes can just throw it to the receiver, and if he gets hit incorrectly or what they deem as a penalty, 15 yards. That is easily put into the equation when you think about the receptions and how quarterbacking is today. Is he on track? Yes. Yes, he is. Right? Is he one of the best talents that we've ever seen at the quarterback position? Without a doubt. He's not fast, but he's mobile. When he needs to get him with his feet, he can do it. When he needs
He showed it last night.
Yep. When he needs to get out of the pocket, that's really when he's at his best. When he's improvising out of the pocket, on the run, his receivers know, find the open spot and he will find me, right? So he is very good. I think three Super Bowls in your first 6 seasons is insane. A lot of people don't ever go to 1 Super Bowl, so to already have 3, I could see it. The thing about Tom Brady, who is the GOAT, he had Belichick his whole career in New England. Andy Reid's very old. I can't see Andy Reid staying around for too many more years.
I think the Chiefs have made it easy for Andy Reid to stick around. I think that's, at least 3 more seasons if he wants to. The only thing that they're going to have to concern themselves about is whether or not Kelsey's going to keep bumping into him.
Mm-hmm. That was crazy. I don't know how he didn't get kicked out of the league for that. That was nuts.
So, emotion. So, what do we got? Kelsey got what? 1 more year, 2 more year, maybe.
Yeah.
And then
he's thinking about retiring too.
But I think if we look at the 2 quarterbacks, we can say, or we should be able to say, if we watched any college football, we saw this coming with Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. We didn't see this coming with Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. We did not see that. But we saw at Texas Tech, the quarterback that was at Texas Tech, what was this? Davis Webb was his name. He was the starting quarterback at Texas Tech. And he knew from the minute Patrick Mahomes stepped on campus that the last thing he could do was get hurt. Because he's the starter. Mm-hmm. And so he got hurt and he played through it, didn't say anything. He kept his job. The next year, after a game or 2, he got hurt again. He ended up transferring to California. Why? Patrick Mahomes got on the field. In college, over 3 seasons, Patrick Mahomes threw 93 touchdowns and 29 interceptions. 32 games. So my point is, you asked if he's the GOAT, and what I'm saying is we saw this coming.
For sure.
It has been coming the whole time.
For sure. And
so when I look back at it, and I'm wondering, what is the kryptonite that's going to keep him from being able to do what it is he do? There's 2 things: injuries and Tom Brady. Well, no. Now Tom Brady's gone. So now it's just injuries to hold him back. And then
Joe Burrow stays healthy. He'll beat him in the playoffs. He beats him in the regular season. I don't see why not. If he stays healthy, the Bengals can beat him. He's some kryptonite.
When's the last time the Kansas City Chiefs have lost the playoff game?
I know.
All right.
That's fine.
So, and I think back, and I just interestingly enough, when we're talking about kryptonite, Tom Brady, how many Super Bowls did he lose?
A lot.
3. He lost 3. He went to 10, right? He lost 3. Who did he lose the 3 to?
Eli Manning.
He lost 2 to Eli.
Yeah, Eli. That's tough. Who played out of his mind in the Super Bowl, though.
And he lost 1 to the Eagles. Mm-hmm. The last game of Tom Brady's career was an L against the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the NFC East, kind of had something figured out for a while.
Right.
They had something figured out. So, but this also makes me laugh because some of the headlines that I've seen after the Pro Bowl is Eli Manning Hall of Fame material. And so we look at him and we go, oh, but he won 2 Super Bowls. How many did Peyton win? Peyton's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Peyton won 2,
Yeah.
and Eli has never lost a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and he beat the GOAT twice.
Yeah, but I don't think they take into effect who you like the beating the GOAT into your Hall of Fame.
Well, but they're saying is he Hall of Fame or not? So. So I think Tom Brady, you got him as the GOAT. I don't have any problem. I can't sweep that under the rug. Everything, all the numbers are right there. He's got the rings and all of that. So, but is Patrick Mahomes coming up? Yes, the kid is going to be the GOAT.
Okay. Well, time will tell. Time will tell with that. Another GOAT was at the Super Bowl during the halftime show. Usher. He put on one of the greatest Super Bowl performances of my lifetime. Not only was it amazing, I knew almost every song that he sang, so I was singing along, but the whole time he was dancing, getting the crowd involved, beautiful lights, the choreography. He was skating at one point. I mean, what can he do? He was doing everything right. The songs that he chose, all bangers. Not only did he have bangers, then he brought out Alicia Keys. She looks incredible. She is a top 3 most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And did you see the red?
That first note aside,
oh,
you know what? I looked at her and I went straight back to Smoking Aces. Remember Smoking Aces when she was the assassin? Oh, yes. No, she Twitter didn't let her down on that first note, but man, I tell you what, that red made up for everything else, and she can still sing, she can still perform, she can still wiggle, and so when I saw her, as soon as I saw her, I immediately thought about the little notice they put up at the beginning of halftime saying this may ruin relationships. And so she definitely put that out there, and so I have to commend Usher because it was a show not only but also songs I knew that I could get into, the whole dancing and then to have her out there who I really hadn't heard much of her music, but then
she's a songwriter. Yeah, she writes songs for everybody. That's her thing.
But when she came out, walking out with the guitar, and the women came out on the roller skates.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal. He's a little different than me. When I saw Alicia Keys in the red bodysuit, my ears turned off. So I don't even know what note he's talking about. She looked incredible. Then, if that wasn't enough already, Jermaine Dupri pops out. Lil Jon getting the people pumped up. People in the background throwing each other up in the air. Ludicrous. I couldn't tell you, I was not expecting that. Talk about a surprise. Yeah. That one had me shocked. And he killed it.
Yep. So, he said, Jay-Z told him, remember the culture, sing what they want to hear, what you're known for. Go do what you do. He did what he did. Oh, he slammed. Maybe Michael Jackson at the beginning because of when it happened and all of that. Outside of that, this was right there. I would even say that I may have this one slightly above Dre. Slightly above Dre.
Yes. So I got to put it's in my top 3, maybe to my top 5. I think Bruno Mars' halftime show was incredible. His set was beyond anything I was expecting. And then Beyonce.
Okay. But wait, what about Janet Jackson?
Yeah, I was about to say, I know that's your favorite. Justin Timberlake. The little titty popped out. Yeah, I know that's your favorite. I know. Talk about shocking. That one. We're still talking about it years later. Yeah. So that's right outside my top 5. Right? That's right outside my top 5. But man, Usher, what a job! Incredible halftime performance. And then he just got engaged to his longtime girlfriend.
He married her over the weekend, and that's good. And to Usher, congratulations. Way to represent the A, but way to represent yourself. And I'm just glad to see that you and your partner, because that's what she was, and the way she was lifting you up, now you lifted her up. Way to go. Congratulations.
Phenomenal job, Usher. Phenomenal job. Hopefully they have you back. Not only was there a great halftime show and great entertainment on the field, but I feel like the TV producers, the ad makers, the marketers, they're finally starting to get back in their ways of the commercial during the Super Bowl. My favorite commercial all time was that Dorito commercial. They played a ton a while back, right? Keep your hands off my mama and keep your hands off my Doritos, right? That kid wasn't playing around. And this year, they're getting back to it. They got right back to it. I mean, every commercial I feel like was star-studded.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every
No doubt,
commercial.
no doubt. And I think what has happened is we had to go through that little period where everyone was concerned about offending everybody. And I think we've kind of are trying to turn that corner. I just think anytime you say something, somebody's going to be offended.
Without a doubt.
And so it's good to see them, so to speak, let their hair down and get back to it. Like you said, get back to it. In fact, letting your hair down, that was one of my favorite commercials, was the mullets with the Kawasaki Ridge. And they went by, even Steve Austin, with the mullet, the dog, the horse, and everybody was getting mullet. So that one was funny to me. It wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. I liked it. And,
I like that. That was good. I like the Duncan one.
the dunk,
Right? With the band, with J-Lo in there, and
Matt Damon,
Tom Brady, the GOAT, was in it.
And J-Lo just looking like she's fresh off a cover shoot.
Yeah.
So
That one had me laughing. But the one that I want to say out loud that actually shocked me and that I kind of commend was Bud Light. Bud Light's trying to make a comeback. You know, they had that whole situation with trying to not to offend anyone, and then they lost their main customer. I feel like they're trying to come back in a big way. They had that commercial with the Bud Light genie, giving them anything they wanted.
That's right.
And I said, that's a great start. So shout out Bud Light.
And not only, and I like that too, but not only for that reason, but also as that commercial ended, those guys are at the game.
Yep.
They're all at the game. And so I thought that was a pretty cool way to set that off and do that. And so that was like my fifth favorite. I like the Dun Kings. I did like that one.
Kings,
That's what the Dun Kings. One that I like that may have flown under the radar that I really liked a lot was the NFL Born to Play, with the little kid over in Africa throwing the football around. I like that. I like the fact that the NFL is finally trying to reach out to somewhere else other than Europe. There's other countries that you can get to. And so I really like that commercial. I liked it a lot. How about the two little boys from the E-Trade commercial playing pickleball? Did you see that one?
Oh, I missed that one.
Oh, man.
I missed that one.
It's the same two little brats they had years before, but now they're on the pickleball court, and they're, at the end, basically, they tell the grown-ups, we're glad we taught you, and now your lesson is over. And so that was funny. And then how about the T-Mobile auditions, right? Did you see
Oh, yeah. So, with suits, the guys with the suits were in it,
another one I liked, and I maybe it's a mixed message.
So you liked all 50 commercials that you showed?
I didn't. No.
Because this is crazy. How long is it? Either you liked it or you didn't. Your
Well,
favorite
no.
one.
So I'm telling you the ones that I like. So, but this one had a mixed message, and I did like it, and that was the Pluto Free TV Couch Potato.
Oh, I did like that one. Yeah,
Right? I liked it, but is it sending a mixed message? Don't go out and bowl, don't play 60, just sit on your couch and binge. So I did like that, and then the last one that I really liked, that it was just good to see, and it was funny to see it at the Super Bowl, perhaps, but it was the one where eventually everybody was getting their feet washed, and the commercial ended with Jesus washed feet. Yeah. And so I did like that one too, because of the message that was in it. Yeah. More so. So those are the ones I did. There was a couple others, but that pretty much sums it. Hey, you had Professor X from the X-Men throwing the football shaped head up in the air. So I mean, there was a lot of them. So, but I like what you said, that they have loosened up a little bit and came back to it, and so now they're worth watching again. I saw so many commercials, but those are the favorites. I did see the M&Ms. I saw the DoorDash.
Yeah.
I saw Christopher Walken. You know, but
yeah, that the Jesus one. That one actually, I think that one was really good because I had no idea what was going on until the very end. So it caught my attention, had me locked in, and that was crazy. Now the people on Twitter, they're not letting them live. They're trying to count God's pockets, saying how much money he got to be the opening commercial of the Super Bowl. Let me see a band go band for band with God. Hey, those commercials finally they're getting back.
Yeah,
they're getting back to what they need to be. You know, it'll truly be back when we see the Budweiser horses with the white, the white feet. Yeah.
The Clydesdales, they were there last year. So
We're back.
So they've been gone, and so then next year GMC or GM will be back, and so we're all the way back. So.
We're back now. Just if freaking the commissioner will let these DBs hit these wide receivers, we'll have a great product on our hands, man. But the Super Bowl every year. Biggest thing in football every single year, and this year it didn't disappoint. Not a blowout, great game, got even extra time. Think this is only the second time ever in Super Bowl history that's happened. So yesterday was a great game.
Yeah.
Everything about it was enjoyable, and congratulations to Patrick Mahomes getting his third one, and the Kansas City Chiefs bringing the championship back to the city. Good for them, and hopefully it's the Dallas Cowboys next year.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Hey, we want to say thank y'all watching the show, man. That's just our little thoughts on the Super Bowl. Be sure to check us out next week when we get into basketball, baby.
The NBA.
Let's get it. Who's the GOAT?
Nothing but all-stars.
Who's the GOAT?
And so, are we going to talk about Michael Jordan?
I said the GOAT. LeBron James, baby. King me. King me. Yes, sir. Yeah. Nice. Dang, what you got?